What if I told you the richest women in the world are hiding something? Something far more valuable than money. No flashy Lambos parked out front, no Instagram jet tours with champagne toasts, no loud self-congratulatory interviews. Because their wealth doesn't scream for attention. It disappears. It vanishes into private jets that never get photographed, landing at airstrips you've never heard of. It crystallizes in art vaults that have never been opened to the public, holding masterpieces that museums can only dream of. It is woven into entire fashion archives, never posted, never worn in public, never copied. This is the world of invisible luxury. Take Laurene Powell Jobs, Steve Jobs' widow, worth over $14 billion. On the surface, she is the picture of discreet philanthropy. She doesn't flaunt her money. She wields it through her formidable organization, Emerson Collective, to influence policy, social justice, and environmental causes. Her public life is curated, intellectual, and reserved. Her personal life remains a carefully guarded enigma. But behind the scenes, she is the custodian of an icon. She owns one of the most expensive and architecturally significant superyachts in the world. It's called Venus. Over 250 feet of polished aluminum and structural glass. Designed by the legendary Philippe Starck. Commissioned by Steve and seen to completion by Laurene, it's a vessel that defies every yachting cliché. It doesn't look like a traditional boat, it's more like a floating Apple store, a minimalist masterpiece that cuts through the water with an eerie silence. There are no garish gold fittings, no opulent jacuzzis on every deck. Instead, its bridge is a bank of IMAX. Its living quarters are studies in monastic calm. She rarely sails it publicly. She never shows it off. Paparazzi shots are exceedingly rare, a testament to the sophisticated security and logistics that surround her movements. The yacht materializes in a secluded Mediterranean cove for a few weeks and then vanishes again. But it's hers, a silent, floating testament to a legacy of design and innovation, a private world where she can exist, unobserved. And that's just the beginning. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most famous women on earth, a brand unto herself. And still, the most valuable things she owns are the things you'll never see. She possesses not one, but multiple private estates, each a carefully curated world unto itself. Her primary residence in Montecito, California, a sprawling 70-acre compound, is famously called the Promised Land. It's a fitting name. It is a sovereign territory of peace, shielded from the world by hedges taller than trucks and groves of ancient oak trees. And inside this fortress of tranquility, a meditation garden designed for silent reflection. A state-of-the-art equestrian facility with a world-class stable for her beloved horses.
A fully functioning organic farm and sprawling rose gardens with over 600 rose bushes. A tea house built specifically for quiet contemplation and intimate conversations. A library, a hallowed space designed solely for reading and journaling. She calls it her sanctuary. And it is, but it's also a self-sustaining ecosystem. The farm supplies her kitchens, the gardens provide a constant source of beauty and peace. This is not just a home, it's a statement about sovereignty. Her control extends to other, even more private properties, including a vast and ever-growing estate in Maui, Hawaii. For years, she has been quietly buying up hundreds of acres, not for gaudy development, but for conservation, preserving the land from resort builders. For women like Oprah, luxury is not about acquiring things. It's about cultivating peace. It's about self-sustainability and creating a world you can control completely, insulating yourself from the chaos outside your gates. And that kind of peace is priceless.
Then there's Rihanna, a global icon, a billionaire. Yes, she's flashy when she wants to be. She's a master of the public image, using fashion as both armor and art. But the real power? The real collection? It's in what she doesn't show. Rihanna owns a private collection of rare vintage fashion, so exclusive that even high-end collectors and museum curators can't get their hands on it. This is not a closet. It is an archive. We're talking about one-of-one runway pieces from pre-digital archives when couture was a secret society. A mint-condition 1996 Tom Ford-era Gucci gown as iconic as a Warhol. A rare John Galliano for Dior piece that was never put into mass production. Custom-made Azzedine Alaïa from before he passed. Pieces he created for her alone. These aren't just clothes, they are cultural artifacts, each with a story, a history, a soul. A dedicated archivist manages a collection, ensuring each piece is stored in museum-grade, climate-controlled conditions. But here's the twist. She often doesn't post them. Many of her most valuable acquisitions are never photographed for social media. Why? Because the moment a truly unique piece is seen, it's copied. The fast fashion machine will have a cheap replica online in days, diluting its power, its magic. And real luxury isn't about being seen, it's about being untouchable. Her archive is not for flexing, it is for preservation. It is her personal fashion history, a private collection of wearable art that appreciates in value more than many stocks. It's a legacy she is building, stitch by stitch. Beyond collecting vintage, some female billionaires have entire ateliers inside their homes. Yes, fashion designers, couturiers, pattern makers, and seamstresses who work exclusively for them. No runway, no lookbook, no retail, just hand-stitched garments for an audience of one. Imagine a dedicated studio in your residence, a pristine white space that looks like a Parisian couture house. A head designer, poached from a major European brand, is on your personal staff. They don't follow trends. They collaborate with you to create a personal aesthetic, a signature look that is yours alone. Fashion becomes a private language. Only they speak it.
This is where the strategic minds of female billionaires get truly surgical. Most billionaires buy art as an asset class, but women like Alice Walton, the Walmart heiress, collect with a far grander intention. Alice doesn't just own expensive art, she built her own world-class museum, the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, in her hometown of Bentonville, Arkansas. And it's filled with masterpieces she personally acquired, often through private sales, circumventing the auction block entirely. She has acquisition teams that operate with the precision and discretion of a corporate merger. She doesn't just buy what's famous, she buys what's been forgotten. She uses her immense capital to single-handedly rewrite chapters of art history, championing the work of overlooked women artists, indigenous artists, and artists of color. She doesn't follow the market, she makes the market. And the pieces on public display, that's just the tip of the iceberg. She maintains dozens of significant paintings and sculptures in private, climate-controlled vaults, fortresses of art that no camera has ever been permitted to enter. This isn't just about owning art, it's about owning the narrative. It's about shaping a culture and cementing a legacy. It is the power to own history itself.
And yes, there are jets, but not just any jets. These jets are modified to be mobile penthouses, flying wellness centers. The technology is invisible. Circadian rhythm lighting systems that sync your body to the new time zone, drastically reducing jet lag. Hospital-grade air filtration systems. The walls are engineered with advanced noise-canceling composites, creating a profound silence at 40,000 feet. The jet is not transportation. It is a time creation device. It's a sanctuary where one can work, sleep, and rejuvenate, arriving not tired, but prepared. The real estate portfolios include entire islands and penthouses in every major world capital. But the real luxury is in the unseen architecture of privacy. It's the billionaire who bought the entire floor below her actual penthouse, just to ensure absolute silence. It's the one who built a decoy garage 2 blocks from her home, leading the paparazzi on a wild goose chase, while her actual vehicle slips into her residence through a subterranean entrance. Security isn't obvious, it's embedded. The friendly gardener is a former Special Forces operative. Because the most luxurious thing in the world is not being found, it's being left alone. This isn't about gems on the red carpet. This is about private gem vaults that house raw, unset stones. D-color flawless diamonds, Burmese pigeon's blood rubies, cashmere sapphires. They are kept in high-security facilities in Geneva or Singapore. They are assets, yes, but also portable history, passed through ironclad family trusts. Often, they are never even set or worn, just held, a quiet, shining symbol of a matriarchal line. Perhaps the most potent deployment of wealth is strategic philanthropy. Women like Mackenzie Scott have revolutionized the very concept of giving. After her divorce from Jeff Bezos, she began giving her fortune away, systematically, quietly, powerfully. Not with glittering galas or her name carved in stone, She does it through unassuming blog posts, announcing billions in no-strings-attached donations. This isn't just charity. It's a strategic disruption of traditional philanthropy. It's an exercise of influence so profound, it leaves the old guard speechless. This concern with fortification also affects their children. Forget fancy boarding schools. We are talking about private, in-house academic environments. In-house PhDs are hired not as tutors, but as curators of intellect, creating custom lesson plans that incorporate diplomatic etiquette, game theory, and threat analysis. They don't just learn about the world, they learn about the dangers it holds. When you have this much money, your child isn't merely your legacy. They are a future organization. You provide them the right weapons. But all of this, the jets, the art, the security, is done to get the one thing that can't be bought: engineered time. One billionaire has a decision filter squad, led by a chief of staff. This group is a firewall. They handle every email, phone call, and request. She never hears 99% of the inbound noise. Her attention is treated as a strategic resource that must be protected. Her time isn't simply important, it's a weapon. So, what are the richest women in the world hiding? Not just yachts, not just jets, not just art. They are hiding infrastructure. They are building legacies. They are operating command centers that are disguised as beautiful, peaceful homes. And why don't you hear about it? Because they are too busy living it. For them, real luxury isn't being seen by the world. It's the power of never having to explain yourself to anyone. The richest women in the world don't wear their power. They weave it into silence.